Hello and welcome to From the Boundary, recorded in a loft in Kent. Let's see what these two idiots have to say this week. Before they start though, I must ask you to follow, like and repost all their amazing social medias. Search From the Boundary on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and TikTok for updates and clips.
Do you want to check if the camera's on?
Is the camera on? Testing, 1, 2. That doesn't really work on
That
the camera.
doesn't work.
Works on the microphone, it doesn't really work on the camera.
Yeah, well, the microphone appears to be working.
Yes, this is working.
Oh, I can hear you now.
What?
Yeah, I still don't understand how you spent so much money on your microphone and no one can hear what you say unless you're that far fucking close to it.
I'll just have to stand like this for the next hour and a half. Sit like this.
I was going to say, you're going to stand. It's going to make trying to record this difficult because we're going to be at two different levels.
I was going to say, so I could stand.
Just watch the lead. We're not blessed with space up here, are we?
That's all right. This is quite the intro. This is just.
I mean, we're fucked if we ever have a guest. Yeah, just if we could all just squash in together, please.
Then you got the stairs down from here.
Stairs of death. There's a reason this was never turned into a bedroom.
Yeah.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay. How are you?
Yeah, I'm alright. Knackered. I slept really well last night. I didn't have to get up early. And by about 10:30 was absolutely fucked. Not sure what happened there.
Yeah.
I'm going to Croydon tomorrow.
Going to Croydon?
Yeah. For work.
Ah.
I'm so lucky.
I did notice from after last week's podcast, there was no mention of you going to Brighton, and the next day you're in Brighton. Was that a surprise, or was that just...
No. It wasn't a surprise because I'd booked the time off work. But no, I told you.
No, you didn't. I
Mate,
don't think it was in the podcast.
Your memory is fucking shocking. You forgot to tell me that you was going on holiday. I said, because I had to upload everything last Wednesday because I wasn't here Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or when it goes out on the Monday.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember that.
And somehow it's my fault.
But you said you were going away, but you didn't say where. To be fair, I probably didn't ask, but you didn't say where.
If you don't ask, I don't tell you.
Yeah, I did kind of think, oh, I wonder why you didn't tell me that.
You didn't ask.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
How was Brighton anyway?
Yeah, it was really nice actually. Really, really, really nice. Really, really, really fucking hot on the Thursday that we went down. Went to the pier. Did you know you can't walk to the end of Brighton Pier anymore?
Why?
Because there's a fucking roller coaster in the way.
Ah.
There's literally, it was like, oh, let's go down, we'll take some nice photos. You get to about 15 metres away, and there's a whopping great big fucking roller coaster on the end. It's like, nice, that's really well fucking designed.
It's almost like a roller coaster that turns into a water slide then. They've missed a trick there, haven't they?
What a fucking good idea that is. I wonder if we could sell that to like Southend. No, where's the big one?
Yeah, Southend.
No, Southend's not the big one. The Pepsi Max. Blackpool?
Oh, yeah.
Pleasure Beach? Is it Pleasure Beach? They missed a trick. Just out over the pier. Fucking can you imagine that? And on your left is Blackpool Pier and on the right there's that pier. And then if you can see that and then fuck it! Now I've said it sounds quite fun. I really want to do it.
Yeah.
I wonder if... I was going to say, Sittingbourne needs a pier. I'll just put a
You've
roller...
got Margate and Dover, haven't you? Off the White Cliffs at Dover.
That would be quite fun.
Well, it would be fun as long as you didn't die.
I mean, I feel like I'd need to get someone in to do the science behind the roller coaster bit. But we could design it and it'd just be and down. And that'd be like the reverse of what's the one that's up at Alton Towers? Is it Oblivion?
Yeah.
Where it goes up and then drops you. This would be a drop and then we bring you back up. After you've shit yourself, we'll bring you back up to ground level.
Yeah. There's the bloke that lives on the White Cliffs. You know, there's a house right on the very, very edge, which is obviously like it's eventually going to erode, and basically the house isn't going to be there at some point.
No. How often do you think I'll go to Dover?
Well, if you look at the White Cliffs of Dover, there is just one house literally right on the very edge, and basically he's gone, well, when it goes, it goes. There's no point trying to sell it because no one's going to buy it anyway.
Could you imagine just coming in from work and going, Where's my conservatory gone? There's a fucking hole in my house where the conservatory was. What's going on there?
I'm not going to go to sleep tonight because I might wake up and... Well, I might not wake up.
You'd wake up.
Yeah, you would.
If all of a sudden your house went dunk and your bed slid out, would you rather wake up sort of as the bed started moving and you're like, oh fuck, or would you rather go, and there's the floor?
Well, if you're not gonna get out in time, I think I'd just rather just not get out in time. I'd rather just be oblivious to it.
What would happen if you woke up, stood on the beach, just like, who did that here?
I have had, obviously not that, but...
Oh, by the way, this is the From the Boundary podcast. We do talk cricket at some point. I know we are now 5 minutes in. As you were saying.
It's not that, but when I was younger, my younger brother and me slept in the same bedroom, bunk beds, and I had the top bunk. And one morning I just woke up.
Sorry, in my head, stepbrothers, we got more room for activities.
One morning I woke up, I was like, I'm sure I was on the top bunk. Like, no, I'm on a mattress on the floor. What the hell's happened here? And I'd obviously just fallen out in the night. And that's after my parents got the railings in, but I've just basically fallen out the side of the bed. I'd hit the floor,
not woken up,
and then they came in and obviously like moved me around and put a mattress under me and brought the pillows down. And then I just woke up the next morning and was like, this is different. I haven't quite figured out why yet. I was probably only about 5 or 6 at the time. I wasn't very old.
There's something different about here.
I swear I used to be up there. Now I'm here. But that would have hurt. And I don't remember. I actually don't really...
as you wake up and your shoulders like out. Sorry, oh, hang on.
I don't remember waking up and feeling in any sort of pain. I must have sort of, after a while, when I came to, I must have been a bit like, that must have hurt somewhere. But I don't really... I suppose this is a kid, isn't it?
Yeah, nothing's broken. Oh dear.
But yeah.
Look at you all dressed up.
Yeah, we're slightly different attire, don't we?
Yeah, you've gone for the...
Well, I've come from work, look.
Yeah,
because I've come from work.
But you say you've come from work. People can't see, but you've got grey... Are they chinos?
Chinos, yeah.
Chinos. A blue and white striped shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And then your... What do you call that? Wash?
Blue and white, the shirt?
No, not the shirt. I've done the shirt. The jumper.
Oh, the jumper.
Is it like... washed?
It's just a V-neck, isn't it?
No, not the... It's also not V-neck.
No, it's not a V-neck, is it?
It's round neck, but... the design...
Jumper.
It's like a washed...
It's like, it's next...
All right, fucking fancy Dan. Get your next clothes. So you've turned up...
I'm trying to get a sponsorship.
Yeah, Next are really going to be jumping all over this one, aren't they? I mean, we could get a... I mean, can you imagine if we had a clothing sponsor?
You miss 100% of shots you don't take.
Gandhi. I mean, we could do with a clothing brand sponsorship. Because I have a bit more...
I do quite like this jumper, to be fair. It's a nice jumper.
Yeah, but you look...
Every time I come here, you've got some criticism of my appearance.
Oh, I can't...
I'm
in a PSG shirt from 2 years ago. Let's just say this. And it's snug. It's snug fitting. It fit quite nicely 2 years ago. Well, it probably didn't, actually. It's probably heavier 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2 years ago, end of COVID. Probably just going out of COVID.
2022, we would have been out of COVID for a while. I probably was just still carrying the COVID weight. Yes. I'm just trying to work out when Finn was born.
Not 2 yet, is he?
No, so I wouldn't have had baby weight by then. Yeah, the jumper is looking... It's giving off a vibe, but I can't work out what the vibe is. It looks like...
Smart? No?
No.
Sophisticated?
No, do you know what it is? You're...
I was stretching with those.
You are extra from, like, Suits.
Okay, I'll take that. That's not too bad.
You're the person that walks in the background going, can I have a cup of tea, please? That's the vibe you're giving.
I assume they're in the coffee shop at this point.
You can have... Yeah, probably.
But they're not going to go into the offices and go, can I have a cup of tea, please? The lawyers. But I suppose it possibly would give them it, but it's not
Yeah.
really.
But yeah, that's what it is. It's extra in a law firm. Oh no. Do you know what? I've got it. IT teacher.
Oh, now I want to bin it.
That is IT teacher trying to be. Don't call me Mr. Reeves. Call me Tom. Don't worry about your homework. It's the assessment that matters.
Well, it's pretty much IT, isn't it? It's BTEC and stuff, isn't it? It's just assessment.
Whoa! Remember, we're still trying to look for a producer. They might do IT. Their IT skills could come in handy. Don't insult
No,
them.
but it's not. It's not a criticism. It's just the way that IT is now. It's just like because they go away from exams at schools. IT is one of the ones, and obviously PE or sports science is another one. So it's literally like a BTEC, and it's just I really like that at school. It's literally you do some work and you get a mark for it, and they're like,
I can't imagine that you ever did very well in exams.
oh no, I'm crap at exams.
I did all right in exams that I found easy.
Mm.
And I've just realised what I just said. But if I found an exam difficult, I just didn't do it, or just.
So basically, you just didn't revise, and then if you found it easy, you found it easy, and if you didn't, you didn't.
You sound like my mum. I'm not gonna lie, you do sound like my mum.
But that's just what you basically just said.
Pretty much.
And what are we gonna do about that, Samuel?
Fuck all, now it's too late. I'm not going back and redoing my GCSEs. Could you imagine trying to sit your GCSEs now?
I don't understand really why people do that. Like why they go back to school and why you go into uni at 40 and stuff like that. Like,
I can kind of understand university because if you want a career change, it does make it a lot easier to have a career change and be like, I'm going to go and get a degree in fashion. Oh, my brain went completely there. Thanks for helping me out there, dickhead.
Maths, statistics.
Or maths, yeah, whatever. But it gives you a head start. You haven't got to revert back to the apprentice doing it.
Yeah, I suppose that's maybe slightly worse being the apprentice at a new job when you're like middle aged rather than having to go back to uni when you're middle aged. Probably slightly worse. So yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, would I want to? No, I don't think I would want to be an apprentice because I don't do very well being told what to do anyway. Ish. There's certain people that can tell me what to do. There's certain people that if they try and tell me what to do, get told to politely fuck off.
I haven't heard the politely bit before. I've heard the fuck off bit.
That's because it's normally aimed at you. Tom, go over there. Fuck off. Fuck off you then. Yeah, no, I don't understand GCSEs, and they're not called. It's not A levels anymore, is it? We are really showing our fucking age here. They're not A levels, are they? They're T levels.
Yeah, they're done on points as well, aren't they? It's not like A to.
So does that mean if you spend too much on your revisions books, you'll get like points deduction from FFP?
Yeah.
Where did you get your books from? They're $3.99 and you spent £7. It's 10 points off.
Yeah. No one likes to show off.
You could always tell a lot about a family or the family a kid came from. When we was at school, I've just realised how slightly troublesome that sounded then. You know when you was at school, and what was the first thing they always made you do in class? Was that your no. After that, if you bought the books, your first homework for it doesn't matter what the lesson was, there was always one bit of homework. And I guarantee they still do this now. Every year, whatever lesson, the first bit of homework from that lesson was always...
I'll put your name in the book.
Cover the book. Yeah, you used to get wallpaper or you could always tell a lot about one of the kids. Like, you'd have the kids that turn up and it would look like brown paper bags and just being splattered on all their books. You could always tell the slightly well-off kids because it'd be like, fill my maths book. Velvet. And I've got suede science.
I'll tell you how bad I am at exams. I don't know if you've done this before. You might have mentioned this before. I had, because my handwriting's terrible, which is ironic.
Really?
It's ironic given what I do for work. My handwriting is absolutely awful.
How often, with your line of work, do you actually write something?
Right, not in longhand, no. And shorthand, it doesn't really matter. So.
Yeah, but my mum does shorthand, and I don't understand it because it's like A wiggle like that
Yeah.
can mean and then a wiggle like that that's just half a millimetre shorter can mean therefore.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
No, it's like.
Have you got? Do you use the proper shorthand or have you got your own shorthand?
No, I use the proper. Well, they use the proper one, but you make your own version. You kind of get bored, and like because I do it around football, it's just like when you.
Yours is just drawings, isn't it? Ball.
Yeah. No,
net. Go.
But when a manager says someone's name, I just think I can't be. My brain just goes. I can't be arsed thinking like what the outline is for that. So I'm just going to put the initials. But then I know like you can go back and you realise the player's initials rather than thinking like. Doing what the shorthand is for, say, your name, I'll just put SW and we'll just leave it. Like, I know what that is. I'll go back and I'll be like, oh, I know that's where he mentions you.
Yeah, but could you imagine what happens if there's more than one player and you're looking through the team sheet going, I don't think it was a centre back that scored a worldie goal. It might have been. And then you're trying to get in with all the new managers because it's silly season in football, isn't it? Where all the managers get sacked because shit starts to the season. You're going there going. And the manager's picking up the paper and going, I fucking didn't say that about him. He didn't even play.
But to be fair, when I'm speaking to him face to face, I just record it because recording it is easier, but it's also time consuming. You can't always do that.
We're recording.
But if I was to try and take notes out of all of this, like going back through it, it would take at least one attempt of listening to the whole thing back. So that's like an hour.
Are you saying that you don't listen to this whole thing back?
Avidly.
Good. Guess what I'm listening to? Oh no. I was going to say, guess what I'm listening to tomorrow on the way down to Croydon? Not the fucking point, it hasn't been released. That's close.
Last week's one.
I've listened to that.
Anyways, so my handwriting's crap. So for exams, I had to use special blue paper because to make my handwriting presentable.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, I had to use. They brought special. They realised basically they took me out of lessons and like right, do this exam. We're not marking it, but do this exam. And then I was like, right, I did it. And they were like, yeah, we can't submit that to an examiner because I have to read it. Or that's on white paper. So then they used a few different ones, and I think it was like bright red or bright blue.
Bright blue.
Bright blue
new
paper. So we basically went with that. I passed GCSE English, but I twice failed it because on both occasions,
they gave you a blue pen.
No, they gave me. It was like light blue, so you could use a blue pen. I didn't complete all the questions. I did it twice. The first time, my parents were like, "Ah, it's fine. These mistakes happen." The second time, they were like,
"You're a fucking idiot.
You did this the first time, and you've done the exact same thing again." And what I did both times was I tried to be a smart ass and failed, which will probably surprise absolutely no one.
I mean, you're blowing me fucking mind, dear mate.
Basically, you know when you're in an exam and you're like sort of looking at how everyone else is doing, like what bit they're at, sort of thing.
No.
You don't look at what other people are doing.
No, that's cheating, Tom.
No, not the answers. You just look at where they are on the like you're on say the second or third page, but you sort of panic because they're onto the sixth page. Say. You can see like
I'm beginning to see why you struggle in exams. You must spend half time going, oh, he's winning. She's struggling. What's that? I got 5 minutes. Oh, fuck.
No, but you do have a quick glance. I think most people have a quick glance.
Yeah. I bully you, but yeah.
Well, it turns out because I was doing it on blue paper, the layout of my exams was different to everyone else's. So I was trying to look at how everyone else was doing. When the layout of my exams was different, so there were questions on the back, which there weren't on the white paper, but there was on my blue paper.
So you missed half the question. Tom.
I did it the first time, and yeah, the first time was like, well, these mistakes happen, you're using different coloured paper, blah, blah, blah. Second time, it was like...
You're a fucking idiot.
That was expensive, we had to pay for that, and you're a fucking idiot.
Tom, we've been doing this now for, 4 or 5 months? And I look at you like the brother that I never had. Was you bullied at school? Because fuck me, I would have bullied the shit out of you by now. The stories that you've told me, one, are harrowing at some points. Like your science teacher that you can't watch the cricket or whatever it was.
Oh, yeah.
Was you bullied?
Not really. No.
Fuck, what have I started? Oh, fuck.
Probably the weirdest thing that I sort of got bullied for at school was basically coming from. I don't think I come from a particularly like posh background or anything, but basically because I wasn't really sort of slumming it. It's just like, oh, he's from a really rich, fancy background. I'm like, I'm not. I was just not fucking broke. And it's like, oh.
Yeah. See, that you know when you say we're not fucking broke, yeah, that is quite a snobby thing to say.
But other than that, not really. No.
Other than that, the 4 holidays, the 6 cars, the 19 cats, the horses, the dogs.
Yeah, the horses were just after my grandparents died. That was like will money and stuff. That's not really a flex.
Unless you're a pikey, it's a flex. And even then, I still think it's a flex.
No, because I don't really think it is. But okay, let's talk about some cricket.
Right, no, hang on, we'll back just a second. There's a reason you think it's not a flex, and I think it's a flex. You grew up, I rephrase, in a small village with...
I didn't grow up there. I grew up in the middle of town.
Not much better. Well, no, she is.
It makes me more middle class.
Who are you? If I'd known this about you 20 odd episodes ago, I would not have started this podcast with you. I am not going to lie. I didn't realise you was posh. But if you could try and get some posh friends on the podcast, you know.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm not posh. You honestly think
I'm just going to let that one hang. I'm just letting... Because that is spoken as someone who turned up to his first day at school with a briefcase.
No, I did.
Did you?
There's
Right.
posher people than us at the cricket club we play for. But
Yeah, right.
But there are some fairly high standards there.
I was going to say, like, I've been moaned at for not having my shirt tucked in when going out to bat. And I'm like, that is not the biggest issue that we have. The fact that I'm number 7 and I'm going out in the 3rd over, my shirt being untucked is not the issue here. Right, I'm going to do a quick, how middle class are you?
Oh, God.
Think of this like, you know, like, are you smarter than a 10-year-old?
Yeah.
Are you chavvier than a Gravesend boy?
I do not have a trust fund.
Do you have a hedge fund? No.
I don't really know what either of those things are. No, I don't.
You probably have then, you just don't. It's probably some tax deductible thing that you've worked out. It's probably all going to come out in the wood when you have to sign your paperwork for your house. And they turn around and go, yeah, your house, you now owe this much in stamp duty because it's actually a 3rd house because you've got one in Spain that you've not known about.
Not declared.
Yeah. Did you ever have one of the Nike small backpacks that said just do it across the top?
Yeah, at the start.
Right now, I'm talking the small one, like that big.
Oh, not the. I had one, but not like the small one. No.
Okay. Well, hang on. What's the base marker at least? Are we starting in middle class and working up to upper class, or are we starting at lower class and just the more of these you don't have?
I'm still pretty confident I'm middle class. I'm like probably upper middle class.
Okay.
But I'm not like.
What radio station did you listen to on the drive into school? I reckon you can tell a lot of people from this.
Probably Heart.
Which was... It wasn't Heart down here. It was in Victor.
Oh, yeah. It was in Victor FM, wasn't it?
Right, yeah, you can have... Okay, that keeps you on a level. Because I think that was the that was the working class radio station. Shout out Dave on his 36th birthday from all 17 grandkids. It was.
Yeah.
Okay. Was you dropped when you was dropped at school? Was you dropped right outside the school gates, or was you dropped half a mile away because it was convenient for your mum on her way to work? This feels like therapy. I'm not gonna lie.
We weren't really dropped, but my mum's never not worked since for a long time. Which probably isn't helping my case.
No, it really didn't.
No, we weren't like by the front gate. I was dropped off by. It tended to be by a friend, and they dropped off me, my brother, my sister.
I'm just a distance.
Yeah.
I think because
No,
I think the distance
wasn't like right on the front.
because the further from the school gates you are,
Yeah.
I think was.
But to be fair, it was my friend's. Yeah, my friend's mum. It wasn't my mum doing it, so I can't. even if she was dropping it by the gate, that you can't really say
I
anything.
don't know.
You can't be like, bitch, not here.
I mean, possibly wouldn't open with it. First day of year 7. Wait, bitch, not that far. Fucking hell.
We never got on well anyway. I might as well have done. But yeah, carry on.
So at the moment, I reckon you're. Hang on. All right, then. Go back to the start. What started this conversation? What were your books? Were your books covered in felt?
No.
What did you cover them in?
Just like put a sticky thing on with have a name on it. I don't think there's anything like.
Oh, what, the clear plastic
Yeah.
stuff? Oh, yeah. Well, I'll let you off. Maybe you're not as posh as I think you are. You do have a posh boy run, though. You do.
I've had various nicknames for. Actually, I'm not going to tell you the nicknames I've had. For,
Raheem Sterling,
No.
Tyrannosaurus Rex. You do run like a dinosaur. The Piano Man.
I've had 2, but I'm not telling you them.
Oh, please do. Piano. One of them must have something to do with the piano. The way your hands go as you run.
One has something to do with Formula 1, and one has something to do with. That was actually from a school teacher. One has something to do with.
How the fuck have we turned this onto a game for me? I was asking you the questions, and somehow I've now got to try and do Connect 4 or only Connect.
A winter animal, an animal you would base around sort of winter seasons.
A robin,
snow, stuff.
a rabbit, a fox, a polar bear.
Begins with a P.
Penguin.
It wasn't just penguin. It was what's the most famous penguin? It also begins with a P.
The one from Batman.
No, I don't think so.
No, that is the most famous.
Okay, he's got a film named after him. The main one. Oh.
The one from no, he was a chicken. No, he wasn't. Was he penguin? What's it from Wallace and Gromit? Oh, Pingu. Oh, do you know what? He didn't even come into my head.
There's one of them.
Pingu. Oh. I know what I'm calling you next year.
I was going to say, when I played cricket in Carlisle, that was my nickname.
I'm sorry.
I'm shaking it off, and I've just brought it back.
That's coming back next year. Pingu.
The other one was around Formula 1. The way I run. Very little steps. Something feet. Begins with F.
Fucker feet.
A team. Begins with F.
Ferrari feet.
Ferrari feet. That's what my PE teacher school.
I prefer Pingu. Oh, I'm going to be shouting that this season. Yes.
Next season. I'm not going to be shouting it this season.
Next season. Next season, I'm going to be shouting Pingu a lot.
Can we talk about some cricket, please?
Yeah, we are now. I'm talking about me calling you Pingu. Yeah, that has just been half an hour.
Yeah, half an hour. We've done the usual bollocks, and we've definitely got that out of the way.
Yeah. Well,
I'm definitely too open with what I tell you. You just use some of it. I'm just going to think about some of this stuff next summer, and we'll be like, should not have told you that.
Yep. Do you want to talk about love life, or
no, we'll leave that.
We'll save that one for next week, shall we?
Well, that's too fair. That's mentioned in depth in previous podcasts, so let's leave that.
And mentioned in the group chats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In conclusion, it's not going well. Let's carry on.
If you got a goal for every time you got out the chatting stage, you're not troubling the top scorers yet, are you? You're not. Troubling Haaland for that golden boot, are we?
What classifies as getting out the talking stage? Actually going on the physical.
Yeah,
stage?
going on the physical.
Yeah, no, we're fine. I was centre half. I've come up from the back once.
You know Harry Maguire, are we?
Yeah.
So I'm putting you somewhere between Anthony and Kyle Walker.
I said to one of my mates actually that when I lived in Carlisle, he was asking me about it, and I said, well, I get matches, so it's not the looks. The issue kind of is when they get to know my personality. I think that's maybe the issue at the minute. I don't really know how to address that one.
New personality is probably a good start, mate. Right, let's do some cricket before we fucking character assassinate you. Jesus.
I've only had half an hour.
Yeah. Oh, I'm slightly concerned if we carried on for much longer, I'd be getting a phone call from you at the side of a road going, I'm just going to end it. I'm just going to end it.
The fact I'm still laughing at that is an encouraging sign for you.
What do you mean?
The fact that...
Well,
We'll just end this podcast and just the stairs of death.
The stairs of death to get into the loft.
Tom, you're taking them really fast. You need to be careful.
Ooh. And what did he say? It's not the looks. Oh,
Right, cricket.
Yes, let's talk some cricket.
We're going to talk about, because I did this on the cuff on the drive here, which is why I'm in my work stuff. We're going to talk about.
I was just saying on the camera where you pulled your jumper up, you look like a dad at Christmas who's got one of those Christmas jumpers on and gone, oh, it's a bit tight now, isn't it? It's a bit tight.
Oh, I definitely shouldn't have had that second.
Hang on, yeah, right. We are going to come on to cricket, I know, but I need you to settle an argument.
Oh, okay.
This is
not me and you argument.
No, this isn't me and you. Well, it depends what answer you give, because I am very much dying on this fucking hill. When you have your Christmas dinner,
yes,
and you have your potatoes,
yeah,
and you have your meat,
yeah,
and your vegetables, and your pigs in blankets, and your stuffing, and your
cranberry stuff, yeah,
your sauces, whatever you want. What did I not just say then?
We didn't say Brussels sprouts. I'm not having those.
They're under vegetables, dickhead.
Oh.
I'm not going to name every single vegetable, am I? Meat, potatoes, stuffing.
Oh, gravy.
Gravy.
Yeah.
Vegetables. Do you have Yorkshire puddings on your Christmas dinner?
No. I know some people do.
You're looking at one.
I don't judge people for it.
But what? Right. Can you explain this to me then? And I promise we'll get.
I think it's the people that don't have it.
It's upper class.
Kind of similar to.
Just say it's upper class, please. Just to really kill the argument.
Kind of, yeah. I suppose it.
Just say it's upper class.
Kind of is.
I just want to. I'm going to give you a second to just go. Not having Yorkshire puddings on your Christmas dinner is upper class.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah. It probably is.
No, I need you to say that sentence.
Not having Yorkshire puddings on your Christmas dinner.
Microphone closer, because if she doesn't fucking hear this, I'm going to go mental. Microphone closer. I want to make sure they hear this.
Should I say her name before we say it?
No, don't say her name. Because it's not her, actually. It's her mum, but I still need you to say it.
Okay. Yeah, I think maybe not having Yorkshire puddings on your Christmas dinner is an upper class thing. I think it's probably...
No. I need a clean cut. Clean cut.
Not having... So how many times am I repeating this?
Just once. I just need a clean cut.
Not having Yorkshire puddings on your Christmas dinner is a bit upper class thing. Yeah.
Cut. End of pod. Done.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think maybe.
No. Don't try and justify it.
It's kind of similar-ish to having potatoes, I suppose. Ish.
But you have potatoes on your Christmas dinner.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. So you don't have both.
Do you have Yorkshires on a Sunday roast when you go for a carvery?
Yeah. But
what's the difference?
Yeah, fair point.
Christmas dinner is just a reason to have a Sunday roast, but much fucking bigger.
Yeah,
and to not feel
a big one with a different meat.
No, I mean, do you have one meat for Christmas?
You have, but you have turkey for Christmas, don't you? You don't have it. You don't have that on most normal roasts. That's what I mean.
Do you not?
No,
I'm really starting to show that I might be working class here, aren't I? Do you know that Iceland's do 3 for a tenner, and I just get whatever they've got. Sometimes turkey.
Oh, what, like the ready meal?
No, the joints. They do joints. Iceland's, if you're listening, mums do go to Iceland, but so do single dads. And I'm not single. Why did I just say that? I've got to deal, I've got to deal with Christmas this year.
Talk that one.
Fuck it. Yeah, so, what was I saying? Yeah, if Christmas dinner is just a Sunday roast, but a lot fucking bigger, and you feel less guilty about it, why do you not have Yorkshire puddings?
I don't know.
Apart from your upper class.
No, I don't tend to cook it, so it's just not there. If it's not there, I'm not going to argue.
But the final thing to come out of this is not having Yorkshire puddings on your Christmas dinner is an upper class thing.
Yeah, probably.
My life is complete.
I quite like I don't know if you've had them, like the ready meal, like you can get the Yorkshire, not the Yorkshire,
big Yorkshire with
the like roast all in one type things. It's like a ready meal thing. It has like the meat. It's got some vegetables like peas and carrots and stuff in like one of the compartments. But it's like a big like ready meal thing. I think it's got potatoes as well.
Can you not cook a roast?
I can cook a roast, but it's just that was quite straightforward. When I moved away, I didn't really know how to cook.
My, how you've changed. Right, let's talk cricket
Now
because
I've
we've now
exposed myself to the fact that I don't know how to cook.
So the personality's not great. The looks are, and you can't cook.
Can cook. I can cook. I just cook certain things. Just like I know what I can cook, and I just stick to that. I'm not going to dick around trying to be smart and learn new things to cook.
I'm loving that this has just become like a live Tinder profile of yours, and it's going to be, well, God, I'm really good at rice pudding, so we've got that 7 days a week. Right, cricket. We need to talk cricket.
Yeah.
This is a cricket podcast.
We went about half an hour in. We went, let's talk about some cricket, and then we drifted away from cricket again.
Well, I needed that answering.
Yeah, okay.
Me.
So, County Championship, we've got one more round of games, which start tomorrow, or started last Thursday.
If you're one of the people that listen on a Monday, it started last Thursday.
So it's actually now finished.
If you're a Patreon who gets it on a Saturday,
it's still going on.
It's still going on. Potentially, unless Kent have really fucked it up, and then Kent might be done.
Well, Kent definitely are done.
Well, no, Kent are relegated.
One Day Cup.
Wet.
Done. Yeah, wet.
So the One Day Cup was won by Glamorgan.
Glamorgan, yeah.
Who had to play it on Monday.
Yeah.
Because on Sunday it was too wet. Can you explain to me why we're still playing cricket in September?
For the sake of the podcast, I'm going to say no as well as shake my head.
Yeah.
No.
Why?
Like it was like with the England-Australia T20 pointless series as well.
But
this is actually I say it's a big final, but it's not for the ECB. It's not though, is it? It's the afterthought.
The One Day Cup? Yeah, because the 100's been and gone. The 100 gets prime slot. Then you got the Blast. It's all just crammed into one day. Mm-hmm. Why are they still going? Why are they still persevering with the One Day Cup?
Well,
what happened there?
kind of lost my voice as I agreed with you.
Upper class thing. This might be a new feature. Just everyone emailing your upper class cricket things.
Anyway,
not wanting to get a meal deal from Tesco's and rather having a cricketing tea.
That's not an upper class thing, though.
No, that's an old boys thing.
That's just
you are so old.
No, I just want cricket tea.
You just want some coronation chicken in a wholemeal bread.
Exactly. So Glamorgan won.
You didn't even see the irony in that.
It was the fact you mentioned wholemeal bread, wasn't it? Yeah. I don't really care what bread it's in. I just want some coronation chicken.
Yeah.
So Glamorgan won it.
Yep.
Obviously, actually, it's been quite a good end to the season for the southwest of the UK.
Yeah, no,
not Somerset. Other than Somerset, actually.
Well, no, Somerset.
Gloucestershire.
Somerset. Somerset.
You're gonna talk like you're from Somerset.
No, I'm trying to. It went a bit Dutch, didn't it? Somerset. Somerset. The Somerset kind of got undone with Tom Banton getting injured, didn't they? But it seems harsh to say done a Tottenham with the county championship. But they did a Tottenham with the county championship.
Well, Rory McIlroy did, didn't they? They got to the end, and then we're like, holy shit, we might win this.
They Stevie G'd it. We do not let this slip. I just wanted to get that in there.
I know.
But they were undone by Tom Banton getting injured, weren't they?
It's a bit ridiculous because all those people that wanted to go on a Sunday, i.e., it was being played at the weekend, probably didn't go on the Monday. I would have thought it must have been. I guess some people would have gone and booked the day off work and stuff, but they wouldn't have had much notice to book the day off work.
No,
so
and the thing
must have been pretty crap. I don't know, but I'm just guessing.
I mean, I reckon there was a fair few people called it. Where was it played? Chesterley? No, was it Chesterley Street?
I don't know, Edgbaston again. Not sure.
Oh, yeah. Then do your research.
The research was done before.
I'm not pressing any buttons because I don't want to mess up the final.
Let's go for the jersey. 2024.
Trent Bridge. That was well worth the 10 seconds of dead air that we just had.
It was played at Trent Bridge.
So I reckon there was probably a fair few people called in sick in Nottingham.
Yeah, probably, but you just lose some of the crowd, don't you? Like school kids and stuff that are going. But and that's a shame. Like school kids that are excited for it, and then they're probably going to school.
Is there an argument then to bring it forward a day? To do it on a Saturday
do it
and
on a
then
Saturday
if
and then
it gets called
reserve
off.
days a Sunday. That makes a lot of sense. I feel like we're talking too much sense for the ECB ever to do it though.
No, I feel like we're talking too much sense for us. It's worrying, isn't it? There's been some ideas.
Sam, I didn't really see the scorecard, but Sam North East got some runs. Which
Again,
good.
He's had a really good season, hasn't he? And I know we're in the coming weeks. Probably not next week. Probably the week after. We'll do a county championship end of season awards thing. He must be, because he started with something like 400s in 4 games.
Did he not score a massive 100?
Yeah,
like last year?
It was double. It was a double 100. That now I've said, was it
massive?
Triple?
I think it was a triple.
Was it 301?
Yeah, I thought he broke a lot of records.
He was there for a while, wasn't he? He didn't do that in one day.
No.
So division Sussex and Yorkshire. Sussex are definitely coming up.
Yeah.
Yorkshire mathematically can still throw it away, but
they would have to go some.
They'd have to do a full Tottenham to throw it away.
Yeah.
Be good to have Yorkshire back in the top division. Shame. I was going to say it's a shame that it's at Kent's expense, but it's really fucking not after this season, is it?
No.
What a shocker. And I'm being polite there because hopefully at some point we'd like to have some people associated with Kent cricket on the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, 1 win all season, gone to Durham. Durham actually 5th, so I wouldn't have thought they'll take the foot off the pedal necessarily.
So I haven't even looked. Who have we got starting tomorrow?
There's a 13. Oh, they haven't changed the squad around at all.
No. Who are we playing?
Oh, Durham.
Oh, he's Durham.
Yeah.
I'll pay attention to what you're saying next time.
That's what you want after you're relegated, and a nice trip up to Durham from Canterbury.
I mean, I very nearly drove to Doncaster last night after finding that there's a tattoo studio in Doncaster that do as a all-you-can tattoo session.
Oh.
You book for an hour. You've £70 for an hour, and they'll just tattoo you as many tattoos as you want in an hour.
Until they're done. Until the hour's done.
Yeah, and I quite happily would have at 9:30 when I saw it on TikTok. Driven up to Doncaster and done it last night. Apart from the fact it's 210 miles.
Yeah. So yeah, Kent are definitely down. I'm not sure. It's not been confirmed who's going down. I think it's not sort of Lancashire, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's
probably going to be Lancashire out of the two of them.
We're saying that Lancashire are scrapping.
I think they are playing each other though, and I think so therefore not to know like what they'll need to do. They don't even necessarily have to win the game.
Have you? I'm gonna try that again because I fucked that up before it even came out of my mouth. Have you been impressed with? I mean, you look back, and you could go back, and we were not polite about Lancashire in the slightest at the beginning of the summer, because they were just getting pumped left, right, and centre. Have you been impressed with how they have fought back?
Yeah, I hadn't really thought about that, but yeah, they've done well, haven't they?
They to be what were they? Was it 6 weeks in before they got their first win? To be 6 weeks in to get your first win.
And to lose to Kent. That was the point.
And to lose to Kent.
They're the only side to lose to Kent, weren't they? So far.
Touch.
I mean, it doesn't really matter, does it? Even if Kent win, they're still bottom.
They have scrapped. And I've been quite impressed. They've brought up that Archie Vaughan, haven't they?
Yeah.
Rocky.
No, hold on. They haven't brought up Archie Vaughan.
Yes.
Archie Vaughan, Somerset.
Has he?
Yeah. They brought in Rocky.
That's the one I'm thinking.
But I think actually, I saw some comments on social media after their last game. They basically chucked a 16-year-old into really hard county championship Division 1 relegation dogfight because of his surname, essentially. So it's good in one aspect that they've put him in, but maybe they've chucked him in a little bit too deep. And to bat him like 4, if they batted him 8, fair enough.
Yeah, but if you're not a number 8 batsman, what's the point in putting you at 8?
Yeah,
if you are a number 4 batsman, you're going to sink or swim, aren't you?
Yeah.
Am I boring you, mate?
Long day.
We're only 45 minutes in. We're about halfway, right? You can get through this. You can do it, Tom.
But yeah, no, so they've done well. I'm pretty sure Notts will be the one out of the two of them to stay up, and Lancashire will come down. Again,
I think so.
Lancashire are a Division 1 county, really, aren't they? But
Division, yeah, they are now. I mean,
but
Division 2.
I mean, in general, they're a division like Yorkshire, a Division 1 county. They're a big county.
Yeah. I don't really know. Like, you know why it's gone wrong at Kent, don't you? Like, you've got batsmen that can't get runs and bowlers that can't take wickets.
Yeah.
With the exception of Matt Parkinson, who, let's be honest, at the beginning of the season, we weren't very polite about.
No, he has been a good signing in not so much his bowling, but his
batting.
I did not think I'd be saying that about him.
No, it's been only, to be fair though.
His bowling's not been bad. He's gone at 50, but he's been in a terrible.
It's been in a terrible Kent squad. It's a bit like chucking fucking Andre Perlo in the middle of Accrington, standing and going, just don't understand why he's not getting assists. Was it? Did I see somewhere? It was 4 drops in the first session last week for Kent.
I can't remember.
Jack Leaning dropped 2 in slips. Yeah.
He doesn't really drop many usually.
He dropped 2 and then caught 1, and then even BBC, because I see it on the BBC Sport, because I look. The county championship. I'll be honest. When you're a Kent fan, you kind of just go, I wonder how much we're going to get beaten by this week, and you just wait for the notification that says Kent have lost by an innings and. Yeah. Because it's normal.
It's a small victory last week that they only lost by 10 wickets. So that was very nearly an inning. That was actually one of the most pointless.
They should have just shook hands on it, shouldn't they? But you haven't.
The fact that Kent went out the field and Jaden Denley went to substitute field for Joe Denley because Joe basically just didn't want to go out there.
I think you can do that, can't you? You just go, I can't. What were we trying to defend? Was it 40?
No, it wasn't even that much. It was like 21, I think.
I thought it was 43 for some reason.
And then Jazz Singh went out there as well. So someone else was basically like, well, I'm not going to bowl. And even if I did bowl, I'm not that good.
do you reckon they were sat there going, right, okay, well, we'll just get comfortable. Oh, they're all fucking coming in now.
But that was the mind. That would have been, if it had finished, because I was looking at it, that would have been Kent's 5th defeat by an innings this year. So they narrowly avoided that.
Would that have been a record?
I don't know. Well, I would have thought it must be. Yeah. Well, actually, I don't know. You have some shocking teams sometimes, don't you? So. No, yeah. I mean just in general.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And then Sussex are coming up.
Sussex coming up, which is in some way, and I have only just thought of this, so I've not fully honed the argument. Could do some wonders for Jofra Archer.
Yeah.
Next summer is the summer they're going to start introducing him back to this red ball. Against, you're doing it against, with greatest respect, Division 2 teams, with the exception of Yorkshire, because we all know what's going on there with Yorkshire. They are a Division 1 team. What?
Can I hear the kids screaming out the...
I can't hear anything when he's on this. All I can hear is our voices.
Oh, I just heard some young child go, out the window.
I have some new neighbours.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say on that situation. I have some new neighbours.
And you're not particularly keen on them. Yes. I don't think they're listening to this podcast, mate. I think you're all right.
The kid no, I can't say it. Because if this ever gets played out and something, and I'm trying to get custody of my son, like this ain't going to help me. But the kid needs a bit of a discipline, shall we say? Let's just leave it at that because he's a little prick. Your Honour. If he can start taking wickets next summer in Division 1, England must be sitting there going, fucking all right, look, we're going to Australia. Whether he goes as a frontline bowler or one of the rotation squad bits.
He could do that, couldn't he? I think maybe just come in for like a burst, but in Test cricket, can you really afford to have someone for? I suppose it depends.
No, I mean if you look at the rotation, call it the rotation. Like your set bowlers are Bashir, Wokes.
Yeah,
sorry, Bashir and Wokes and Stokes. Yeah, when he's not injured, and then you got Wood, Cass, Potts, Archer into that as the You basically take 5 base bowlers and go, right, pick a ground.
Yeah.
You can play at that ground. You don't play any of the other 4. Just don't get injured. But we want 20
Well,
weeks.
Get injured though, won't they? They'll mess it up.
We got Woods. You got. Oh, yeah, they have. I mean,
Wood's probably actually out of all of them most likely to play.
I don't. I think he's going to enjoy Australia, but he's going to get injured. It's going to be. I reckon there's going to be some yards on them legs.
He seems to be quite good at managing actually. When he sort of comes off.
He's injured now.
But he's quite good at. He's obviously going to get injured because he's a fast bowler, but he's quite good at like in a game he'll come off like before the end of a day. Cause he's like, well, if I stay on this field, then he's not. Like he knows when he's going to make it worse. He sort of knows his own body quite
Something's going to go ping.
We all had that feeling.
Yeah. Again, normally stood at the top of my mark going. Oh, you just fucking. Right, here we go.
Yeah. Yeah, they've done a really good job at Sussex. They were really sort of down towards the bottom.
Yeah, they were struggling, weren't they?
And they had a good T20 Plus campaign. Yeah. Made finals day.
Made finals day, quarter final.
No,
semi final. Sorry, I couldn't. Fuck off. My maths wasn't maths in then. I knew there was 4 teams. I was close.
No, actually, they made the final, didn't they? Because they beat. Yeah, it Somerset and Surrey both went out in the semi-final. They made the final.
And then they played
Gloucestershire and lost.
Yeah.
I'd love to do that one day.
How did you manage to make that sound like I was thick?
I'm the one that's thick.
Yeah, you had a moment there, mate. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, you said quarter-final, and then I said semi-final, and none of us were right, but it was the final.
So what you're saying is it's your fault?
Yeah.
Good. What was you going to say?
I'd love to go to a final today one day. It's a hell of a lot of cricket to watch in one day.
It's a lot of cricket, though, isn't it?
I know, but it'd be good fun. You could just, if you did it right, you could get the train to like Edgbaston. I don't really know Edgbaston that well, but you could get the train.
Patreons do you think we'd need to be able to class as like journalists and get like a media pass to finals day?
Just one with a lot of money right next to us.
Who? Who?
Mr. Musk.
Ah.
Elon Musk.
I got it. Hey, do you know what makes it funnier is when you explain it. Yeah. I reckon that's where your personalities might be falling down. I don't reckon you explain your jokes enough. Yeah, I reckon we need to push the Patreon so we can turn around and get a media pass to.
That would be good. I think it like watching all the cricket. It would get not boring at points, but especially when it's like a one-sided. If it's a one-sided game, you'd be a bit like, I just want this one to finish.
And as this is a business, we could put it as tax deductible for the travel.
Yeah, logistically, if it worked, it would be quite good to get the train to Edgbaston, stay in a hotel, and just go and watch the cricket and just drink basically all day.
Yeah, right. Slight flaw if we're putting that down as working so that we can do tax deductible. Don't think you're going to be able to get pissed.
You haven't read some of my work.
We don't even have a contract for this year. He got pissed on the job. It's not a sackable offence here. You're going to love working for From the Boundary.
Well, all are welcome.
All are welcome. As long as you've got some mild IT skills. They would be handy, because I'm fed up with producing these now. It does me fucking head in, because my laptop's shit and it crashes.
Yeah, no, I think that'd be good. It'd be good day out. Like,
here we go, Patreon special. We have our first Patreon special booked in, don't we? That the Patreons have got to look forward to. Do you want to give them details now, or should we wait until the end?
I'll wait until the end, I think.
Oh, fucking hell. Mood kill? We'll wait till the end.
I'll talk about cricket and you keep drifting off on tangent. Well, that was my tangent.
It wasn't even my tangent.
But we keep drifting off on tangents. Sussex have done very well, given where they were. They weren't very good. But interestingly, actually, and Kent has said this, and Matt Walker, who's leaving Kent as head coach.
I can't imagine why.
And Simon Cook, who's director of cricket. And he says he's seen this somewhere else. They're basically both, and they've said very similar things, which, to be honest, isn't really that much of a surprise given they work together and stuff. But
and it's a media day, so they're not going to turn around and go, "No, he's to blame. It's all his fault."
They basically said that Division 1, and unless you're Surrey or Somerset, Division 1 and Division 2 cricket are cyclical. Like if Kent have previously fought tooth and nail to stay in Division 1, and they've just about managed to do it.
And then collapsed.
This year, they just never really looked like doing it. But they've now gone. They're now going to go down to Division 2, get a new head coach. We could actually talk about that.
I feel like that was a conversation for off pod. That's next week. Get ready for that one.
And they'll reset, and then they'll go up, try and go up again. And they're basically going to use it. From the sounds of it, they're going to kind of use it as a chance to blood more good young players. But actually, they've got some good young players in the academy that play.
Yeah, but the problem is, they got the good young players in the academy, but for the last 2-3 years, they've had this obsession with going, he's quite cheap, let's get him.
I don't think it's an obsession. I think that's just financially where they are.
Yeah, but there has been a bit of a level to going, he's 41, let's take him because he knows what he's doing, rather than going, let's take a punt on this 18-year-old who we could, even if it doesn't work out, he gets some Division 1 experience that you can then take into Division 2. And if he's shit in Division 2, you fuck him off.
So I think that's the plan next year, basically, but not the getting rid of them part. But
yeah, but they've left it a bit too late, and they should have done it this year. When they saw that this year was going down the pan, as my knee's gone to sleep. When they saw that this year was going down the pan, they should have done it then and gone, right, go out there and get some experience because you're going to fucking need it next year.
Yeah, I don't really understand, like, they've got, so at this point, it's the day before the Durham game, they've got a 13-man squad, which includes Jaden Denley and Jazz Singh. So the smart money is one, if not both of them, are going to play.
Yep.
I don't really understand why they haven't. I think Ben Dawkins done well for England under 19s, but because he's not played for Kent's first team, you can't play him in the last game of the season. There's like an ACB rule around that.
But this goes back to what I just said.
There's other players though that they could have done that with.
But this goes back to what I just said. Why did they not, when they saw that the season was going down the shitter, just go, we need to blood some of these youngsters?
Yeah. I mean, even they're bringing, I won't say his name, but they're bringing a player back in who's not played for them yet this year, to return to fitness for the last game of the season. It's kind of like, is there much point to that?
No, probably not. Because even as you said, even if they win, they're still finishing rock bottom, aren't they?
Unless he's leaving in the winter and it's a farewell type thing. But I don't know. It's just it strikes me as a bit odd. Like, what's the point?
But then, how many of them players are actually going to stay?
Well, apparently quite a lot of them, because that's basically what
but,
he said.
Yeah, but are they?
Well,
if a Division 1 team comes in for them,
there's probably not many players there that will. There's a couple. There's a few.
Leaning probably deserves a Division 1 team. Bell Drummond, Compton.
There's 3, and there's one more I can think of. But
who's the other one you can think of?
Then there's Zach Crawley, but then he's
but Zach, I think
individual case because he's with England.
I was going to say, the issue with Zach Crawley is any team that signs him, you lose him for. I mean, how many games has he actually played for Kent this year? 4 or 5?
He's played. To be fair, he's more available than most England players for his county. But
slight dig there.
No, but he is.
But he's still only played 4.
Not played loads, no.
5, because he played a couple. Was it T20 Blast?
He played in the Blast a bit, yeah.
And he played in.
Got a few runs in one game, didn't he?
Yeah.
But he played. He's played a handful. So there's that. And Tawanda Midyea is the other one I was thinking of.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, yeah.
I could see a Surrey taking a punt on him, but ultimately, if they're not out of basically what's being said is if they're not out, like, it's not football. It's not like you get relegated. Well, okay, it's not football. It's not like you get relegated, clear the deck, start again.
Yeah.
Because it's more finite than that in cricket. It's like you sign players on long-term contracts, and Kent aren't blessed with the biggest budget, so they don't turn around and go, well, we're relegated. Or you got out the door, because that'd be expensive.
We're not doing a Southampton here.
And also, yeah, exactly. And also, they can't afford to do it, and also they don't really want to do it. But secondly, is cricket, kind of from what they've said, and I don't know if you agree with it or not, is cricket not dissimilar to football in the sense Division 2 is obviously a lower standard than Division 1.
Yeah. Really? You surprised me.
But it's not like... It's not a big difference. It's not as big a difference as people sometimes make it out to be. It's not the end of the world going down. You just reset. But then also, when you reset, it gives you a chance to play the younger players. It gives you a chance to, like, if I was to use a football analogy, say a Kent one, say like a Dover now playing 2 divisions below where they were in COVID. But in COVID, they won 2 games this season they got relegated. Then they started the season on minus points. Then it just got into positive points, didn't they?
Yeah, it does make it a little bit easier to... You can get the confidence back, can't you? By look at, like, go back to Sussex. That's exactly what Sussex did, didn't they? Took a bit of a hammering week in, week out, and have gone back, got down the league, and starting to enjoy it a bit.
Probably, yeah, exactly. And then they'll go up.
Probably times in quite nicely the fact that they're going up with Archer comes back.
Yeah.
Hercules.
So they'll go up and they'll potentially do what Kent have done, and they'll scrap away. And even Kent, so they stayed up on the last day. Last year, and then, but even the season before that, they came 5th, which on the paper, when you look at it on page, and I looked at it online, and I looked at the table, and I thought they came 5th and actually weren't that far behind 4th. But in reality, they only found form now in September 2022, when they're in a dogfight even then. So, like, if you're going to have to...
There was numbers there and years, and you've fried me.
Basically, even though they stayed up last year on the last day and only just stayed up, year before it was quite comfortable, or it looked quite comfortable on paper, but actually in reality they did well in the last 3 or 4 games. But before that, it wasn't.
Yeah,
it was tight even then, and so that might happen to Sussex. It might happen to Yorkshire. So maybe actually being up there, it must be exhausting when you just like. Mentally, it must be.
Oh, here we go again. We're off to Somerset. That's just a nice little 4-hour drive down to Somerset to get fucking pumped.
And so, in a way, going down to Division 2, like fans will always, because sports fans are sports fans, they'll always be like, defeat, relegation, it's the end of the world. But actually, I think what Kent's hierarchy have said is actually it's not. It's just gonna happen at some point. So, do you agree with that?
Mate, I'm still trying to work out what year you was talking about.
But do you agree that it's not necessarily a bad thing always to get relegated? Because sometimes you start your day.
Yeah, it's not necessarily the worst thing in the world. Like you said, you can go back, you can reset, you can clear the decks to a point.
Yeah, I think they make changes, but like they won't make many.
No, but you can still. You got your overseas, you got your ones like that would potentially change. You can get a feel-good factor back by winning some fucking games.
Which actually probably gives you more of a chance. Like, if you look at what Kent have done in the last 2 years, as an example, in the T20 Blast and the One Day Cup, they haven't done a lot, but they've probably, momentum-wise, have been going down anyway. So that's probably not a massive surprise.
Well, the year that we won was it the Blast or was the year that we finished 5th, wasn't it?
No, that was the One Day Cup that year.
Yeah. So.
And then the year before that was the Blast.
So that's what what you're saying is they took that momentum of winning in the county championship and they carried it into the One Day Cup, the T20 Blast. So it's not the worst thing in the world. I think if they do it right and they do along the lines of a Sussex and go, it's almost like, right, we're going to now allow flag to this mast. These are the types of player that we want to be. Because you taking a punt on an academy player, same with football, is that you don't know what you're going to get. You could bring someone in and go, he looks really good on a training pitch, but bottles it. But if you bring them in, I think, and this was said to me when we got absolutely humped at Hollingbourne. One of the people that played with us came up to me and I was fucking umming and ahhing because we had a bowler that got pumped a little bit, and he went, just remember you can bring him back. You can take him off now, you can bring him back. Bring him back when that batsman's out who has got his eye in on him. I think the sports fans, and I was going to say cricket, I don't think it's just cricket. I think it's like, I like my NFL fuck me, I'm a New York Giants fan. Don't do that. I'll pick one of these days. I'm going to pick a sport where the team that I follow wins. At the moment, it's none of them. But what was I saying? In the fans are going to be. We want with the relegated team. We should go into Division 2 and we should romp home.
Well, they just want sports fans of all teams want instant success all the time, and that's like not how. You need to be realistic sometimes. So it's just not going to happen like that.
No, exactly. And I think what they need to do is go, ignore the noise, and go. These, even if you pick 5, 6 academy players and go, you're not going to play every game.
Yeah.
You might play the first game, and even if you get, what an academy would find this to be, even if you get a double 100, you are not playing the second, third, fourth game because.
I might question why I was getting dropped or rotated at that point, but yeah, I know what you mean.
But you're getting rotated because you're 18 years old.
Yeah. And also, I think one of the points you made about you don't really know what you're going to get from these players. Like Jaden Denley, you know what you're going to get from him. He's played in the county championship.
I think
He's played in the one-day cup.
Jaden Denley's a bit different in that we've seen. And I wouldn't class Jaden Denley as an academy player now, because I think Jaden and the same. I think Jazz Singh is on that cusp of. I mean, how many games has Jazz Singh played this year?
22. He's played a few, but then there's hardly been any bowlers. It's been a case of what bowlers have been fit. So.
Yeah, well, no, that's what I'm saying though. Whereas Jaden Denley, he's probably his second year now, in and around the first team.
Yeah, second full year. I think he played 2022, but he was.
So it's his second full season around the first team. I wouldn't class him as. I'm talking your academy, have maybe been in the squad, not played. But yeah, I'd be tempted to. Like you said, you can't do the big rip out like you would do at football, where they go, everyone's up for sale, and Man United in the summer. Everyone make us an offer. Everyone's up for sale apart from him. We like that one.
We like that one. Don't touch him.
Yeah, that's my fish.
But there's players in that academy, so there's 2 Singhs, isn't there? They're quite like.
Don't say it like that.
They're quite like.
There's two Singhs.
There's Jazz Singh, but then they also do quite like Akash Singh, who's an all-rounder.
Yeah.
So and he played in the one-day cup this year. He signed a rookie deal. Then there's Ben Dawkins, who I think he's a batsman who can wicket keep, but he's basically a wicket keeper batsman.
Yeah.
He's scoring runs for fun for England's under-19s. So like, why not give him a chance?
This is what they need to do.
And then there's also one, if you think about. I won't say him. But if you think about Kent League, Premier Division cricket, the team that we kind of have an affiliation with, they came second in the end, third,
I think.
They had a player first half of the season who was very good, who is a Kent Academy product, and basically he was going to play or potentially going to play in the one-day cup. But he, playing for them, got cropped, and that was his season done. So I won't say his name, but there's a lad in there as well.
I don't know who you're talking about, but yeah, all right.
I'm not going to say it on the podcast. But,
no, that's right.
But there are other players in there as well as the ones that we've already seen, who probably deserve a chance. And people like, as long as people like a Jack Leaning or a Daniel Bell Drummond stay around, like they're too good for that level. Like,
like you said, Miaye, definitely. Billings.
Well, Billings won't play red ball cricket again, I don't think, will he? But
do you not reckon?
Well, I suppose he might come back, and if they were really desperate, I think Finch isn't that bad as a wicket keeper.
No, I wasn't saying he was bad. I'm just could tempt him. If you could sell the project as we only need a year from you. We only need that 1 year just because we need to. What you don't want is for them to just completely just drop, because that's where you'll lose players. You want to keep hold of your core, let's say 5 or 6.
I would say it's kind of the academy is kind of led by Miaye, isn't it? He's the one. He's the sort of the one at the top of in terms of talent and experience and exposure. He's the one that's top, but he gives a really good sort of platform for others to come through and follow.
Yeah, I think the thing with he's the top of the academy, but he's also bottom of the first team, in as much as, I mean, what's Bell Drummond now? 33.
I don't think he's quite that old, but yeah.
He seems to have been around for a fucking long time.
Yeah, he does. I think he's because he started off. He's always been at Kent, so
He started when he was about 12, didn't he?
He actually joined them. He joined them when he was 6.
What was you doing when you were 6?
Not playing.
No, never was I.
He was. By the way, he joined the first team. He joined the age group.
Could you imagine that? I mean, what? It's like, and there goes a bouncer. Like, look, he's 4 foot tall. How the fuck am I not supposed to take his head? Like, is it not supposed to go over his head?
That was a bouncer. No, it wasn't. It's just on a leg.
That's a Yorker. It fucking wasn't. What's my age? 23?
Yeah. And then even Nathan Gilchrist, he's not an academy product, but he's the same age.
Yeah. So, but they're the people that are going to be. What, like I said, you don't want them to just drop because if you lose people like Miao, Gilchrist, how was Finch? How old is he?
Finch he came out of he came out of the pro game, so he's probably a bit younger than us, but he's around our age.
Yeah. So, okay.
So he's a bit of a funny one because he's kind of a bit older, but equally relatively
inexperienced. Well, I'm thinking of that young
Joey Everson.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at it, and you look at if they keep Miyagi, which I'm sure everyone will look at him, but he potentially will do a year or two in Div 2 because he's going to develop and he'll get more exposure and can perform more consistently.
Well,
so if they keep him, I've lost my train of thought now. That's good.
That was me looking for your trail.
Yeah.
By the way. On the Miao thing, his residency.
Yeah.
Could that potentially play a part?
I don't.
It's next summer, I think. Is the summer? It's the end of next summer is when he can then get picked for England.
Limited overs cricket, they must be looking. If they're looking at someone like he's a good player. I'm not trying to.
You're not trying to slag him off, but you're going to.
No, I'm not putting him down. But if they're giving someone like Jordan Cox a chance, and he is a good player,
Mia's got to be.
But Mia's got to be in that equation as well.
I'm sure it's. Could that sway him? Could that sway him?
I don't think he's going to play. I think he will play for England. Like he just hasn't played for Zimbabwe, so he will play for England.
No, but I mean.
Maybe in terms of staying in Division 1.
Yeah, it might be a bit different in the fact that Ben and
Ben Compton.
No, the England setup. Ben Stokes and Brendan McCullum are a bit more. They will look at Division 2, but
yeah.
the cynic in me, shall we say, still goes. If you want to play for your country, you have to be playing the best teams week in, week out, which is Division 1. Could that swing his decision to
potentially? But
if like you said, maybe not Surrey, because I don't think he. If you
he plays for the Invincibles, doesn't he?
Yeah, but look at. So let's be honest, Miao probably would want to open.
Yeah, long term he will. If Surrey said we're going to sign you and play you 4, I don't think he'd turn his nose up.
Right, so Surrey's top order is Burns, Sibley, Jacks, Lawrence.
Well, Sibley won't open in like limited overs.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about.
But he wouldn't play red ball cricket, I don't think, for them.
No, yeah, but Miao has this year said his dream is to play Ashes cricket. If you want to play Ashes cricket, you've got to do it.
Yeah,
you've got to play red ball.
Yeah.
I could. Do you know where it's somewhere would suit him? Would be somewhere like Somerset. Yeah. As much as that hurts me to say, because he is probably being Kent's best player.
Yeah. I think Kent will have like a hard time keeping hold of him in the sense that I think even though they've struggled this year, everyone can see how good he is and the way he can just take a game.
And just run with it, can't he?
Yeah. But if they keep hold of him and sort of centre it around him, a lot of it, then like I say, Jack Leenan and Bell Drummond, they're way too good for Division 2 cricket,
Crawley.
really. Crawley is obviously too good for Division 2 cricket, but then potentially Division 2 cricket will help him in terms of just stopping.
and he goes off to Australia having top scored in the Division 2 because he found it piss easy.
But it might help him in terms of finding a consistency to his game.
Oh no, I wasn't taking the piss at that. Yeah.
Joey Everson's probably too good for Division 2. Matt Parkinson's too good for Division 2, really. He probably didn't. Kent didn't see the best of him really last year.
Not with the ball, anyway. With the bat, he probably did.
He probably played better with the bat than he ever dreamed, but that was probably given the situations he was in.
What do you mean I'm going out after 24 overs? I'm batting at 10. Oh, for fuck's sake, here we go.
Yeah, but I think like on paper, when you look at that, Everson's potentially sort of on the Lions cusp, and same with Gilchrist. But again, they might be in Division 2 and playing consistently, and also the fact that they can perform consistently. Mieye plays consistently at Division 1. He doesn't necessarily perform consistently at that level yet.
No.
So, and Everson's probably the most consistent out of the three of them.
Oh, massively. Definitely.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, potentially could be quite a good.
I think he'll do well to go down and come back, but the proof's going to be in the pudding, isn't it? Have you got a rant? Your texts this week have been very calm. It's been very weird.
Really?
Yeah, every text I've got back for you, there hasn't been a single ranty voice note. It's been really unnerving.
I ranted on. I can't remember what it was about. I sent you a rant on Saturday. Oh, that was about my work, wasn't it?
Yeah, that doesn't count. Everyone rants about work. There hasn't been a single ranty voice note from you this week, and I'm slightly concerned.
Well, I can have a rant about just not having a weekend. That was a bit annoying, but it's just the way my work is.
Yeah, you say that, but then you probably won't have to do any work tomorrow, will you?
Tomorrow, yeah. Friday, probably not.
Exactly. So you don't get your weekend, but you can get pissed on Thursday night.
Yeah, that's true. I do have, and like because I had quite a. Because I had quite a sort of. I drew the short straw last week.
The short straw.
It means that I shouldn't have loads to do on Sunday either. So yeah, my week's kind of. I work 5 days a week, but it's like my days off like a Friday and a Sunday rather than a Saturday and a Sunday, or like a sort of half day on a Thursday and Friday. It's all a bit weird. But yeah, the last weekend was a bit shit. It was a bit like I basically finished on Saturday. I was like, oh, it's 11:30. Best go to sleep. And then Sunday, obviously, yeah, because Ken got relegated. There's a lot of stuff around that. And Sunday was like, oh, it's 9 o'clock. I best start getting ready for work.
I better do something. Oh, fuck it. All right. Well, if you haven't got a rant, shall we tell the listeners about our first I say first. It's the first one we've organised, but I don't think it's not going to be the first one released, is it? In hindsight, it's probably going to be.
Oh no.
So we have now booked in our first recording for what we calling this, so we don't get trademarked. Big Fat Cricket Quiz of the Year, which is going to be Tom versus 3 special guests. No, what are they called? Contestants.
But yet to be decided.
Who are yet to be decided. I have messaged a few people. No one wants to talk to me. I reckon you might have to do it. See, this is where your online personality can come in handy. You're really good at the talking stage.
Yeah.
So you get the talking, you get us the contestants. Yeah, right.
Well, so it's got to be women that I'm trying to chat up. They've got to try and
get... No, that could be quite problematic for the podcast.
That could be quite one-sided, to be fair. They're like, I don't know anything about cricket, Tom. Shut up and listen.
No. If you could try and get us some cricketing people. Right, basically, we are going to do a Big Fat Cricket Quiz of the Year, which isn't going to be all cricket. It's going to... I'm Quizmaster because I'm thick as pig shit, basically. And my memory's shit, and I would have forgotten everything that happened. But I have a setup in my head. But we're going to get some contestants. That's going to be that. We are also doing the From the Boundary Christmas party.
Yeah.
Which we haven't sorted yet. But those two are the first ones. They're going to be coming out in December. As we said last week, they are only going to be released on Patreon. They will not be on YouTube because the Christmas party, we're both going to get quite drunk. And I think that would probably get us demonetized on YouTube. So that will only be on Patreon. Our Patreon is patreon.com. I've not brought my notepad up with all my notes on. I've forgotten. Shit.
I don't know the answer to that. So I can't bail you out.
I think it's patreon.com/fromtheboundarypodcast. Basically, if you get...
Just keep Googling until you find it.
Until you find it, you'll see it. It's got the banner, it's got the logo, it's got the 1-tier membership that we have at the moment, which is £5 a month. That is in the stands. That's the name of the tier. I'm not just car crashing this. Which, as we mentioned earlier, you get early access to these episodes. They are released on a Saturday on Patreon rather than on the Monday on YouTube. You get discount on merch, which we haven't started yet, but we probably should have a conversation about that, shouldn't we?
Probably.
If we're going to offer a discount on merch, we should probably offer some merch. Priority when it comes to contacting the pod, we will be going through messages through Patreon first. And then these exclusives. So we have got, as we said, the Big Fat Cricket Quiz of the Year that will be coming out in December. The Christmas Party that will also be coming out in December. Although they're both being filmed in... well, Big Fat Cricket Quiz is being filmed at the end of November, isn't it?
Well, yeah, you're slightly unfortunate with those dates. You're like, these are the dates I was thinking of. Well, one of those is my birthday. You're like, oh, right, let's do the day before. It's like, let's not do it around my birthday, because I don't know what I'm doing for my birthday yet.
Yeah, so we've got to sort that out. But the other thing is, if you've got Patreon idea specials for us, take those words I just said and put them in an order that makes sense, because that was completely wrong. If you've got Patreon special ideas, I didn't write that time, message us, we'll read them out, we'll discuss. But we are going to be looking to do one Patreon special every month. We're not just basically going, can we have your £5 and that's it. We are going to work for it. We are going to be carrying on doing this stupid stuff. And if you know anyone that would half like to do a quiz and can get to Quent.
And they know a bit about cricket. They can get to Kent and they know a bit about cricket.
Get to Kent, know a bit about cricket.
It should be good fun.
It'll be a good laugh, won't it? Hopefully my conservatory will be done and we can do it in there and we'll have a bit more room. But yeah, we're going to try and get some special guests to participate in that.
It's not really a rant, actually, but I've got another thing.
Oh, for fuck's sake, I've just done the Patreon. I thought we was going home. You know Man United playing tonight, don't you?
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. I was just going to say that never mind, it is really bad,
come on. You've stopped it now.
I had the second viewing of the house.
Oh, yeah. The house that's a flat.
Oh, flat, yeah. So this is a pleasant surprise, because we walked in and basically thought, well, one, is the carpet, is it terrible? Does it need replacing before you even move in? Or is it alright? Carpet was actually alright. Kind of half worried about how the tenants, because it used to be rented properly, how they left it. Left it like basically completely empty, really clean. That was fine.
Yep.
Third thing was they left a fridge, a washer dryer, and an ironing board.
Have you ever tried using a washer dryer?
No, they took a lot of dials. I was a bit. My mum went because my mum and my younger brother came with me, and she was like, "Is this just a washing machine or a washer dryer?" I was like, "Christ, I hope that's a washer and dryer." That's a lot of.
Yeah, but a washer dryer. My one downstairs is a washer dryer. It's really good at the washing. I don't use the drying because it basically goes. It's one or the other. It's one or the other. You will often find yourself putting it in the dryer twice. What was I saying?
You did patrons and now social media.
So onto the social media. We are on.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Now he's gone off on his weird tangent. We are on done Patreon.
Done Patreon is social media now.
We are on TikTok, although we haven't posted anything on TikTok for a while. We probably should post.
Carry on.
Have you broken your microphone?
I just went down a bit.
Bear with us, please, callers.
Oh, it's just kind of a bit wafty. There you go.
There we go. We are on TikTok. We are on Facebook. We are on Instagram. We are From the Boundary Pod. We are
on X, which used to be Twitter.
We are on X, formerly known as Twitter, but neither of us know how to use that properly, so we haven't posted on there for a while, but we're working on it. Email address is fromtheboundarypod@gmail.com. We are still after a producer. There is a nice gap here for a producer to sit and talk bollocks with us. I mean, talk cricket, talk bollocks, isn't it? I think that's it, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Share it. Oh, no, right. Just remembered. For those who aren't aware, and just listen to us on Spotify. We are now on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
I didn't realise this when I set up the YouTube, but the important thing is likes and subscriptions. You subscribe to the pod, like it, share it, get it out there, because I didn't realise that's what was important. I thought it was views. It's not. It's interactions on YouTube. So just if you are someone that listens to it on Spotify, you don't even have to watch it. Just share it, subscribe. So we've got the subscriptions. Just if you want to
hit
just
the
keep
like button and subscribe. You don't have to. You don't have to watch.
Yeah, don't do that. Would you listen to this?
Yes.
Oh yeah, you do listen to it. Because you text me going, "What's that about?"
Trying to sell the podcast. Huh?
And Tom's going to get on with the sponsorships. Let's see how that goes. He'll get to a really good talking stage, and then as soon as they go to sign on the dotted line, they'll ghost you again.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah.
On that bombshell.
On that bomb. Back to the studio. Back to the loft. I'm waiting for you.
When you did I forgot what you just did. It sounded like I think you're doing the social media. You sort of the way you just went about it is like kind of like the see it, sell it. No, the see it, save it. So what's the TV advert? There's something see it, sort it. No, a TV advert I'm on about.
I haven't watched an advert since about 2015, mate. Do you not just record and then fast forward for the adverts?
No, I watch TV live sometimes.
You weird man. You're so posh.
That's all you wanted to do to finish this, wasn't it?
You're so posh. So this has been From the Boundary. I am Tam. This is a posh boy, apparently.
I'm Tom. Just leave it at Tom. We didn't do that at the start.
Thomas.
Actually.
Thomas. Prefers to be called Thomas because he's posh. Are you going back to your estate after this?
I'm going home.
To your estate. As the butler got. I forgot about this last week. Did you ever catch your Indian?
I had a lovely Indian.
Yeah, but did you catch it? Because that's what you said you was going to do, was catch him.
Oh, God.
I think it's time for us to go, isn't it?
Thanks for listening, guys.
That's
Before
a pod.
We get cancelled, we're going to go.
Bye, Felicia.